Hey, I hope everyone's doing good. It is mid-January now. We've got a couple weeks left of bow season. I'm actually down here at my property. You guys recognize this area, I'm sure. Here's the food plot. Got the blind set up over here. But we are not down here to hunt. We're actually going to do some habitat improvement to the property. The plan is to come in and hit some bedding areas. So last snow we got, which was about 3 weeks ago, I was able to get down here and you're able to see a lot of the tracks obviously on your property and see where the deer's going, where they're coming from, where they're bedding. I found a few beds on my property, but a majority of the trails are coming out of the neighbor's property. They had their property select cut. Actually, it was a heavy select cut, probably a few years back, and their property is pretty thick. And as you can see over here on my first parcel of 7 acres, if you look through, you can actually see a good little ways through there. So this area here hasn't been cut for probably 25 years. The previous owner did a little bit of work on the property, but other than that, it's been sitting idle. So it's pretty thin. For you guys that follow the channel know that we did some select cutting this year, but nothing was on this side of the pipeline, just due to issues of possibly crossing this pipeline here. So everything that was cut on my property was on this side. So we're going to come in here and do some work in these two sections here. First section right here is a bench area, and it goes down to a big gully that goes all the way down the road. So I'm just going to feather some of the smaller stuff through here. We're going to cut just to kind of thicken this up a little bit, but we're going to concentrate more on this high side up here because we're going to extend this tall grass here is all going to be food plot next year. So we're going to extend this all the way up. So this area here is pretty flat, so we're going to go in probably 50-75 yards here and do a lot of hinge cutting, dropping some trees, open this canopy up, try to get that thicker right there, and then we're going to go back another 100 yards or so from that point and cut in another bedding area as well on that side. So it's going to be a pretty good jag of work, but I got a couple days to spend down here, so we should be able to get everything completed. When we get this here section done, then we're going to go over to the other section that was select cut, and there's a few areas there that I want to do a little bit of more work to, and then we'll finish up down along the road where we're going to do the same, feather some of that down along the road to thicken that area up there between the road and the food plot. So let's get this all fired up and go ahead and get started. All right, so hopefully you guys can see this. So right here, we already have a natural trail going right through, right up through there to the food plot. So basically what we're going to work on, these side trees here, we're going to hinge cut and lay them over this way, do the same on this side, and just keep this path here that's going straight through. All right, so let's take a walk through here. Got a few of them on the ground off this trail. So you can see, looking from this way, see we're creating a nice little path for them, and this will thicken up on this side. Same thing over here. Hopefully they'll get those bucks to use these paths right here. And then we're going to continue this back there to the bedding area. It opens up a little bit here. There's not a whole lot of trees, but you can see this trail here goes up. There's another trail that goes across here, but we're hoping if they used to circle around, hopefully they use this trail right here, as you can see. So should work out good, but we're gonna go ahead and continue the process and keep at it. All right, so we gotta clean this little section up right here just a little bit, and then we're gonna come right up in here. You guys can see all these bigger mature trees. We're gonna take down maybe half of them, put them on the ground, try to get this area thickened up right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut the camera off. We'll take a look at it when I'm done. All right, we just filled the chainsaw back up. Let's take a look at this first bedding area. There we go. Got her nice and open here. This canopy, we're about 50 yards, 60 yards in from the pipeline, and there's our blind. Food plot's over there, but it's going to extend all the way up. So yeah, this should help out thickening up this area. And all these places that we come in and cut for the bedding areas, I'm going to come in clusters and put white pines and white spruces. Springtime, I'm going to go ahead and place an order this week and get a few hundred of them and put them in clusters around this area here. All right, well, we're going to head back in about another 100 yards, maybe 150 yards in, and do the same thing what we did here on back through there. All right, so here we are back in the other area, and as you can see, some of these trees have been already cut. I did a little bit of work, I think it was 2 years ago, in this section here. But I'm gonna go ahead and extend it on up through here and just make this whole bench right here a bedding area. So we got a tree hung right here. That one never did come down, so we might take one over here and knock it into it, see if we can't get it to drop. All right, let's get to work. So this is where, if you had a habitat hook, you guys have seen those, you can hook up on the tree there, push it the way you want it to go, because it's got a hard back lane here and I want it to go that way. I probably should have just notched it and laid it over, but I'm trying to hinge cut it, keep it somewhat alive on the top trees anyways. But yeah, so we're probably gonna drop it over the trail and have to cut it up, but oh well. Take a look behind me. Got one branch right there, but we're gonna keep this path here clean. Now we got a few take down here. Back a little bit further, take a few more trees down. And then this area should be pretty well finished. All right, so this is the last section. I finished up right over there. I made this actually in two patches. Just the way it was laid out, but all this right here opened up. So as you can see, this is the neighbor's property. See how thick all that is, all through there. And that's where the deer come from. They bed over in there. And then this all down through was pretty wide open. So this is the back far portion of the property. Marker right here. So all this this section here will be bedding. We've got the area up front about 150 yards that way, more towards the food plot. So theoretically, if you guys watch Jeff Sturgis, he talks about layering bedding. Per his information, that front area closest to the food plot, usually the does and fawns will bed there, and then this back section here is where your bucks are going to bed. So that is what the plan is here. He gives a lot of good information, I believe, so we're running with it, and we're going to see how it goes this year. There is a four-wheeler path that runs through there. A couple trees did fall over just the way they were leaning, so I'm going to clean that up a little bit on my way out. And that's going to be it for this section. So we've got bedding coming out to the trail. Another little section of bedding right up here. Eventually I'll probably end up working on this section right here, but for right now I think that's going to do the trick. We'll come in here and put some of the white pines and white spruces all up through here. So I might just leave this section alone and see if it fills in with white pines and white spruces. But over here on the right is the next bedding area. Right up there is where we did a little bit of a hinge cut and then made the trail that they have been using. Real thick trail there. They'll come out and hopefully go right in there to the food plot, and then they'll come up through this trail. So they have two access points here and over here to get into the food plot. Bedding area. All right, well, that's gonna wrap it up today. I'm gonna go get some supper, and I'm actually gonna head out and do a little predator hunting tonight. So I'll take you guys along, and if I have any luck, then you guys will be there to check it out. Tomorrow, I'm gonna move over into the other section, try to get all that section wrapped up. It won't take as long, not as much stuff to do over there. So I'll probably get that done, as well as the middle section, and then possibly finish up by the road. But if not, I'll be down here till Monday to finish up the road area. So all right, well, I will see you on the next video. Appreciate it.